verse 21, so thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent. Confidence of their good descent. Good lineage. Good stock. He said, the harlot shall be accounted as spittle. You know, prostitute shall be accounted as spittle. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle. But a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. That's only if she falls into Ecclesiastes 26:1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. Is she virtuous? Then it applies to this married woman in verse 22, is a tower against death to her husband. This righteous woman that's married is a tower against death to her husband. That's why Ecclesiastes 26:1 says, blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. So if the woman ain't virtuous, you might die before you can see this double. But if she virtuous, saying the number of his days shall be double. A virtuous woman rejoices her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Most High. Good wife is a good portion, which shall be given to them that fear the Most High. That's a good thing. So, going over to verse 22, and harlot shall be accounted as spittle. You know, so you join with one, you become one. Look, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. It says a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So this wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So you got a wicked woman, and you the chose that you with, is given to a wicked man. But a righteous woman is given to him that feareth the Most High. I mean, he's saying this fear the Most High over and over again. You know. And if you scared of the Most High, you're afraid of the Most High, you're going to do what he say do. If you're afraid of something, you do whatever it is that you got to do. So you don't be dealt with. But see, that's something that you got to really look at and really see. Do you really fear the Most High and do what he say do? I mean, do you represent Israel, or you represent yourself? You just like everybody else out there in the world. We got a certain look as Israelites. Oh, that's an Israelite. How you know? Oh, he got a border of blue and fringes on. Just something simple as that. Oh, that brother's in Islam. How you know? He got a bow tie and a suit on, selling bean pies. So he got a final call in his hand. You know that. We have our identity. You know, the women with dresses and skirts, long dresses on, skirts on with fringes on the border of their garments, border of blue. You have a certain, have their head covered up and so forth. All this fits into who you are. If you really about it, it is what it is. You can take it lightly if you want to, but when he comes back, you don't know when he's coming. Nobody knows, only the Most High. Just that in itself. I don't want to follow that law. That's in the Old Testament. I heard a preacher, he was talking about, he's trying to teach his people that we Israelites, we tell them, don't come up in here, he got his three-piece suit on, don't come up in here with no fringes, no ribbon and blue on, trying to change what we all about. I'm like, what? Look, this is what Mashiach Yahushua said. So you can do whatever you want to do, how you want to do it, but this is what it says, Zephaniah 1:8. It shall come to pass at the future, in the day of the Most High sacrifice, in the day of the Mashiach Yahushua sacrifice. He said we'll have a sacrifice in Basra. when he come and destroy the superpower of earth, which is the Edomites, in Isaiah 63rd, 3rd chapter. And they say that in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. I have one right here. Let me read it to you. Give you the scripture and everything. You look up Edom, then you know that they would have to be ruling, because it says Edom. It says Edom. Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. See notably Isaiah 34, 5 and 6, Isaiah 63 and 1. You read 63 and 1 down, you'll see. Say, she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. And mercy is what? Not getting something that you do deserve, but you know they're going to get what they deserve. This from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. That's what they say. Giving scriptures to back it up. So, and when you look at Isaiah 63, let's see, because it's telling you here, and it shall come to pass, it's the future prophecy, in the day of the Most High, and of Mashiach Messiah's sacrifice. See? Isaiah 63, so you see, Most High and the Mashiach Messiah's sacrifice. Because whatever Mashiach Messiah do is from the Most High. He's operating from what he's seeing the Most High, doing what he hear the Most High say. Isaiah 63. So they gave us a look. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness mighty to say, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat? Somebody stomping on grapes. Why is all this red on your clothes? I have trodden the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, that there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me. My fury, it upheld me. And I will tread down the people. And you know Edom is a people. In mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury. See? And I will bring down their strength to the earth. So, that's what it is. So, they gave us Isaiah 34, 5 and 6. Isaiah 34, 5 and 6. Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. See? My sword will be bathed in heaven. Right here on this earth. You know, I am in heaven, I am in heaven. They sing that song. This is heaven right here, power and authority on this earth. That this sword going to be bathed in heaven, right here on this earth. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea, look up Idumea. Let's look it up since I have the Bible dictionary out. Look up Idumea. Just the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Idumea. His sword gonna come down upon Idumea. Don't forget, we still looking at those that think that they don't have to follow the law and wearing fringes and ribbon of blue. Idumea. Because, you know, we can come up with all kinds of excuses in our own mind and say, oh, the Most High know my heart. That's what you've been programmed to believe. That's why it says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? The way you think like that. Look, Idumea. It says, pertaining to Edom, Greek and Roman name for Edom. There it is. So it represents Edom, the so-called Caucasians. So now when we go to Isaiah 34, 5 and 6, they gave us a look at it. Remember, we here because it says you have a sacrifice. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, that's Edom wrong, and upon the people of my curse to judgment of leprosy. It says, but clean lepers. It says, The sword of the Most High, the Mashiach, is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Most High, while Mashiach have a sacrifice. Hear this? In Basra. That's the capital city of Edom. And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. See? In their lands. A great slaughter in the land where they living at. So going back to Zephaniah, the first chapter, the 8th verse. And it shall come to pass in the day of Most High Mashiach's sacrifice that we just read about, that I will, we already read the end results of it, that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. So when you caught out there, you got this strange apparel, whether it's the time you come and you have been breaking the laws of the Most High, not thinking that it's important, you pick and choose whatever laws you want to do and say you an Israelite. Nah. You know, a lot of you want to bang on people that tell you you're supposed to keep these laws because you're wicked. Go to Numbers 15, 37. Numbers 15, 37. The Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. Hear that? Fringes in the borders of your garments throughout their generations. We're in a generation now. And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. Put a fringe on the rib, on the fringe. Put a ribbon of blue on the fringe. And put the fringe on the bottom of your garments. And it shall be unto you for a fringe. Listen what it's for. This is spiritual. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, since we require a sign. It will be for you a fringe, that ye may look upon it. Look upon these fringes. And remember all the commandments of the Most High. So how you remember the commandments of the Most High? You don't have no fringes. You ain't even, it's spiritual. They don't even mean nothing to you. That's why I say you're going to kill them to have strange apparel. Remember, it's being written in the books every day. This is why. And remember all the commandments of the Most High, and do them. And that ye seek not after your own heart. Here it is. Seek after your own mind. The way you feel. I ain't got to do that. That's why I say you're going to kill you, those that have strange apparel. That sacrifice will come down upon them. Seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a-whoring. Call you a bunch of hoes. Because you did what you did, and you really think about what it is that he's telling you supposed to do. And having these fringes with the ribbon of blue on them. You take it lightly, he just said what he said. You're going to get those of strange apparel. That ye may remember and do all my commandments. See that? This is from the Most High. I ain't write it. You ain't write it. It's here. That ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your power. I am the Most High, your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your power. I am the Most High, your power. Come on. That's from the Most High. He made sure you understood in verse 41. So not to do it, you say, there ain't none of my power. I ain't got to do what he say do. That's why he got something for you. Where you want to go? You want to go contrary to his law? He got something for everyone that want to go contrary to him. That's why we got to follow what he say do. Don't get caught up in the hype. The world set up to send you straight to hell. And you can go to hell any way you want to. By not following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua, and faith in the Most High, and fearing the Most High is very, very important. You've been hearing it all day. Look at Ecclesiasticus 26 and 19. Say, my son, keep the flower of thine age sound, and give not thy strength to strangers. So what he's saying, give not thy strength to strangers. Go to Isaiah 52. Isaiah 52 and 1. We'll give our strength to strangers. Isaiah 52 and 1. Say, awake, awake. Come out of sleep. You know, come out of being ignorant. Awake, awake. Wake up. Put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments. Uh-oh. What you got to say now? I mean, this is only from the Most High about Shalom Mashiach. It said, awake, awake. Put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, O Israelites. Because the land can't put on beautiful garments. It's the people that's from the land, we the children of Israel. Put on thy beautiful garments with your fringes and your ribbon of blue. O Jerusalem, the holy city, for henceforth there shall no more come unto thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. These other nations. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down. O Jerusalem, say, hey, shake yourself out of this lower state. Arise, Kwam Yasharala, and sit down. Sit your butt down. O Jerusalem, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck. Loose yourself from the captivity. What's on your above your neck? Your mind. Loose yourself from the way you think and thinking wrong. That's why he said first, what he said in verse 1? Awake, awake. Wake up. Say, loose yourself from the bands that's on your neck. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You know? Loose yourself from your captors. Loose yourself from the mindset of religions and false education and politics and lies and philosophies and so forth. Loose yourself from that. O captive daughter of Zion. O captive. I mean, why are you saying captive? Because we've been through all these different nations to learn all their ways. We just read it. It was a trap for us. It's still a trap for us. And the heathen know that we went into captivity for what? Breaking the laws of the Most High. What thus say the Most High? This is what the Most High telling us. You have sold yourself for naught. You sold yourself for nothing. And ye shall be redeemed without money. Ain't no money gonna redeem us at all. Ain't no man gonna redeem us. Gonna be a Mashiach Yahushua under the power of the Most High. And he coming with 200 men, angels. You know what he say? And ye shall be redeemed without money. So put on our strength. Put on your beautiful garments. What he's saying. And don't give your strength to strangers. Isaiah 51 and 9. Isaiah 51 and 9. Awake, awake. Again. Come out of this stupor of sleep. Say, awake, awake. Put on strength. O arm of the Most High. Awake. As in the ancient days. You know, as in the ancient days. In a generation of old. Art thou not it that hath cut Rahab? They wounded the dragon. It's the Most High. Using the Mashiach Yahushua to do his business. Because ain't nobody ever dealt with the Most High. Always been Mashiach Yahushua as a spirit or an angel. You know, got 7 holy angels. We know that he gave us 4 to work with. Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, and Raphael. but it's the power of the Most High. Through the angels, they bring the power of the Most High. When they do what he say do, they follow his commandments, and they do exactly as he would have them to do. So we messed up in the garden. We messed up. That's why we had to go through all that we're going through. Look at 1 Ezra 9 and 7. Let's look at first Ezra 8 and 69. Because we looked at what Solomon did in marrying strange wives, and they still are women. So we still got to deal with the same as what Israel did. In 1 Ezra 8 and 69. The nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollutions of the Gentiles. Now it's going even further, saying you get polluted if you deal with the Gentiles. Pollutions of the Gentiles, meaning their idolatry and the things that they do that's contrary to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. It says, to wit of the Canaanites, is naming them. Canaanites, these are so-called Africans, Hamites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and the Moabites, those are so-called Chinese, Egyptians, most so-called Africans, Hamites, and Edomites, so-called Caucasian. For both they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land. And from the beginning of this matter, the rulers and the great men have been partakers of this iniquity. You hear that? To marry these other nations, according to the Bible, is iniquity, is sin. And as soon as I have heard these things, I ripped my clothes and the holy garment and pulled off the hair from off my head and beard and sat me down, sad and very heavy. Look at 1 Ezra 9 and 7. 1 Ezra 9 and 7. So Ezra arose up and said unto them, to the people, children of Israel, ye have transgressed the law. So you have transgressed the law in marrying strange wives, thereby to increase the sins of Israel. See? You have transgressed the laws of the Most High in marrying strange wives. That's the women that are outside of the 12 tribes of Israel. Thereby to increase the sins of Israel. And now, by confessing, give glory unto the Most High, power of our fathers, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And do his will. Do his will. That's what I say, do his will. And separate yourselves from the heathen of the land and from the strange women. So what did they do? Verse 36, all these had taken strange wives, and they put them away with their children. They put them away with their children. So, this is what you see. Because they said in verse 20, they said, and they gave their hands to put away their wives and to offer rams to make reconciliation for their errors. And they did it. Verse 36, all these had taken strange wives, and they put them away with their children. They put the wives away, put their children away. No different than you people have a divorce and the woman gets the children. You put them away as such. See, we didn't, most of it, he didn't, I mean, he gave everybody, that's how you have nations. Everybody, only way they mix like they do is right here in America. Everywhere else, you go to other lands, you see that there are people there, mainly. Look, go back to Ecclesiasticus 26. Verse 24. A dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. See, an honest woman will reverence her husband. But a dishonest woman contemneth shame. Will bring shame to the household. But an honest woman will reverence her husband. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. Ooh. A dog, when I looked it up in the Unglish Bible Dictionary, it was a word used for the Gentiles because of their profaneness and because of homosexuality. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. But she that is shamefaced, humble, will fear the Most High. Over and over again, you gotta fear the Most High. Those that are humble will fear the Most High. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. Here, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride, so a woman, when she dishonored her husband, she dealing with pride, shall be counted unrighteous of all. It said, a loud, crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. It's a loud, crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. See, big mouth, got a big mouth, big old mouth. And the scold will be sought out to drive away the enemies. Look, there's a case scenario, even though they off, but they still using this loud, they're using the loud mouth women to drive off the enemies, because the apostles were enemies to those that were not in league with what they were doing, trying to put down it, not having the Israelites that were in darkness come to the light. That's who Paul was mainly sent to. Like in Antioch. Go to Acts the 13th chapter. And we're going to look at the let's look at verse 48. Let's read verse 47. This is Paul about it. It says, verse 47, Acts 13 and 47. For so hath the Most High, while Mashiach commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles, the Israelites that were scattered in these different lands, that thou shouldest be for salvation, which is power from authority, unto the ends of the earth. Now salvation is coming to Israel. You can look at it. Come on. hold that. Get Acts 1 and 6. See what they said. What they asked the Mashiach Yahushua. Acts 1 and 6. They knew this. Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore would come together, they asked of him, after he had walked the earth for 40 days, after he rose on the third day, they asked of him, Mashiach Yahushua is saying, Master, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Come on. He told them it's not for them to know, it's in the hands of the Most High. And that's for you to know, it's only in the hands of the Most High. But you see, the kingdom is coming to Israel. Acts 13 and 47. For so hath the Most High commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles, that thou shouldest be for salvation unto the ends of the earth. Causing authority to the ends of the earth. And when the Gentiles, who are the Israelites that are living in Antioch, called Gentiles, heard this, just like you call yourself a Gentile now if you go to church. You've been grafted in, but you don't know you've been grafted in them, huh? You say you filled with the Holy Ghost and you speak in tongues. Isn't that what you say? You call yourself a Gentile. So you're a spiritual Israelite. You look at being grafted in as being spiritual. They would polluted your mind to think wrong. When you got to be an Israelite according to the flesh, when you read Romans 9, 1 to 5. Clears up that. Acts 13 and 48. And when the Gentiles heard this, they were glad. The Israelite Gentiles, foreigners, strangers, heard this, they were glad. The uncircumcised heard this, or the Israelites, they heard this, they were glad. And glorified the word of the Most High. And as many as were ordained to eternal life believed. See, eternal life is to the children of Israel. Believe. And the word of the Most High was published throughout all the region. Listen. But the Jews stirred up the devout and honorable women. And the chief men of the city. I'm here because remember it says how it said a loud crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. So here they doing it right here. Because they would be the enemies of the Jews, Paul and Barnabas, because they're dealing with the wild and untamed Israelites that are called Gentiles. Listen. Verse 50. But when the Jews stirred up the devout and honorable women and the chief men of the city, and raised persecution against Paul and Barnabas, and expelled them out of their coasts. But they shook off the dust of their feet against them, came into Iconium. See, but you see, they got to stirred up the devout and honorable women, fine women going out there screaming, get out, get out, get out, get out, hollering and screaming at them. They were the enemies of those that were so caught up in themselves and not really understanding how Mashiach Yahushua said he came to save. You know, he said, I was not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Going back to Ecclesiasticus 26 and 27. A loud crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. See. It's very important. Look at Ecclesiastes 28 and 15. Ecclesiasticus 28 and 15. Ecclesiasticus 28 and 15. Ecclesiasticus 28 and 15. A backbiting tongue have cast out virtuous women and deprived them of their labors. See that? Backbiting tongue has cast out virtuous women. Virtuous woman, I mean, who can find a virtuous woman? They are virtuous women. The backbiting tongue has cast out virtuous women, jealous of them, have a problem with it, and despise them of their labors. Whoso hearkeneth unto it shall never find rest, and never dwell quietly. He said, see, that's what you gotta look at. But you have to, you're gonna have to, like I said, a backbiting tongue. Those that come against you, so you ain't gonna have no rest. It's not gonna deal with you. Then it tells us, gives us a balance. Go to 1 Peter's. Go to the book of 1 Peter's. How, you're looking at somebody coming against you. They working against you. Even though you're virtuous, women. Go to 1 Peter's 3 and just give you some balance on this so you understand. Verse 14. 1 Peter 3 and 14, it says, and if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye. Because you virtuous, you're going to be doing what's right according to the law, such commandments of the Most High. But and if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. And it's like I said, give you balance. But sanctify the Most High power in your hearts, in your minds. Be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason for the hope that is in you with meekness, humility, and fear. That fear is the fear of the Most High. Having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you, as I told you they would to a virtuous woman, as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, as you rolling in the name of the anointed Savior. For it is better, if the will of the Most High be so, that you suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing. You know? For Mashiach Yahushua also have once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust. He's the just for the unjust, for those that sin. That he might bring us to the Most High, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit. Rose on the third day, walked the earth for 40 days, went to the right hand side of the Most High, getting ready to come back to judge and make war, instead of righteousness on this earth. By which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison. Well, that's all I want on that. So I says, when you look at it, you can't really, you can't look at it as, so that's why I say it's going to take a strong spirit to be able to follow what it is that's being said here. Because the world would have you buck up and be just as wild and crazy as they are coming against you. You rolling by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. You don't have to be. You don't have to. Because you are a new creature. You've been born again. You have the power of the Most High and Mashiach Yahushua working for you. Constantly. Every day, everywhere. You don't have to be concerned about these scoffers and the ones that come against you being virtuous. That brings about a certain spirit anyway. Oh, who do you think she is? Who you think you are? Jealousy, envy, and pride, all involved in that. Look at 2 Peter, the second chapter. No, 1 Peter, the second chapter. First Peter 2, and he was a head apostle. Second Peter 2 and 19. This to the virtuous woman. It says, for this is thankworthy if a man, for conscience toward the Most High, endure grief, suffering wrongfully. You know? They hate you without a cause. They don't really have a cause to hate you. For what glory is it if when you be buffeted for your faults, you take it patiently? But if when you do well, you haven't done anything wrong, and suffer for it, you take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High. So you got to think about the Most High. When you know you did well, and you suffer behind doing well, you got to think about the Most High. That's acceptable to the Most High. For even hereunto were ye called. Hear that? This is why you were called. Because Mashiach Yahushua also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. Who did no sin, just like you say you virtuous, you did nothing wrong. But you got people that's coming against you because of you being virtuous. Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth. Who when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judges righteously. That's the Most High. Who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sins, the sacrificial law, that when we sin, we sacrifice animals and turtle doves and so forth, should live unto righteousness, be obedient to the Most High, by whose stripes you were healed. For you were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls. You were like sheep going astray. But now, you're doing right, you suffer for it. Mashiach Yahushua suffered for us. We that did no sin and those that did sin. The ultimate sacrifice, the Lamb of the Most High. So that's why I say you got to have your conscience toward the Most High so you don't get caught up in being, evil for evil. Railings for railings. Doing the things that the world does, or else you just like the world. You ain't no different. That's why it's a change that has to be made. You can really have a way to conduct yourself, not to tell people off real smooth and keep it moving. So you're going to be hated with my namesake. So you rolling by showing Mashiach Yahushua in the name of the Lord and Savior, then they're not going to like you. Some people are not going to like you. Then please the Most High, say, you make even your enemies at peace with you. So we got to, deal with this according to as it is written, rather than, looking at it some other way. And that's your own way. Remember, many are deceived by their own vain opinion. You gotta trust in the Most High. His way is what we read here in these scriptures. The only way. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 37 and 11. Ecclesiastes 37 and 11. It says, neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous, neither with a coward in matters of war. So mainly I'm looking at something to do with women. It says, neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous. So you don't deal with a woman and talking about some other woman that she's jealous of. That's what causes a lot of chaos. So it says, neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous. Look at Ecclesiastes 36 and 21. It says, a woman will receive every man, hear that? All she got to do is lay down or whatever she's going to do. A woman will receive every man, yet is one daughter better than another? The beauty of a woman cheer the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. The beauty of a woman cheer the countenance. Wow, she's beautiful. You're looking beautiful. And a man loveth nothing better. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, that's in how she speaks, then is not her husband like other men? If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue and her words, then is not her husband like other men? Verse 24, he that getteth a wife begetteth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. See, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. So I know a lot of y'all probably don't like that because it's like, even Stevens, everybody's equal in this world today, but it's not that way with the Most High in this world. So he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. That's what a woman's duty supposed to be. She's supposed to be a help like unto the man, and a pillar of rest. Where he's gonna get rest from just being with his wife. Where no hedges, where there's no hedges, that's where there's no boundaries set, there the possession is spoiled. And he that have no wife will wander up and down mourning, so you're gonna lose her. It has to be that way. And then a righteous woman, a virtuous woman, gonna accept that so that she'll be able to deal with it because of the angels. These spirits, man. These spirits is rolling around trying to see what they can get into and see what they can get to go to hell with them. Be in hell. Just do the things they can report on your butt. Look what they did. Knowing that they had you do it, they had to go into somebody else's mind and have them do whatever they're doing. And here you are in sin. We gotta purify our spirits, and obey the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. All of us. There's no exception. Because you look at the devil is always busy. He'll up to everybody. He'll take you into all wickedness that you want to go into. He'll come in there and how do you invite him into your spirit? He already there. You ain't never exercised him from you. You come into the truth. Well, I don't know how. That's your pride. You won't open up to say, I have this problem, that problem, this problem, that problem. To realize you gotta, sometimes some people need exorcists. They need to be exercised out of them. It's in the Bible. Ain't nothing new under the sun. It's right here today. In massive wickedness. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus 41 and 21. It says, and to turn away thy face from thy kinsman, or to take away a portion of a gift, or to gaze upon another man's wife. It's wrong. Or to be over busy with his maid, and come not near her bed, or of upbraiding speeches before friends, and after thou hast given, upbraid not, or of iterating and speaking again that which thou hast heard, telling somebody's business, and of revealing of secrets, telling secrets, certain things that you have been told, you got to die with it. You don't tell nobody. So shalt thou be truly shamefaced. humble and find favor before all men. So we follow these directions, these instructions. Matthew 6, 1 through 4. Matthew 6, 1 through 4. Matthew 6, chapter 1 through 4. Take heed that you do not your alms, that's whatever you given, before men, to be seen of them. You know, you can't broadcast what you've done. That's what he tell you. Don't broadcast, I did this, I did that. I did this, I did that, in front of everybody. So take heed that you do not your alms before men to be seen of them. They can see what you've done. Otherwise, ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. He's not going to reward you for that. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee. Don't tell everybody what you're doing, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. That men might, glorify them. Oh, you did all that? Oh, yeah. Well, then that's, they got glory of men. And that's all these men. Want you to do something for them. Women want you to do something for them. You need to do something for me. Forget them. Do it for me. Or they gonna be glorified. Oh, that's a beautiful sister. That's a beautiful brother. You did all that. That's your reward. I'll tell you that. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, you give something, do not sound a trumpet before thee. Don't tell everybody you did this and did that, as the hypocrites do. So therefore, he call you a hypocrite. In the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Really, I said to you, they have their reward, see. When thou doest thine alms, you doeth your alms, you doeth alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. That thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly. See? Let your alms be done in secret. The Most High that seeth everything may reward you openly.